Hi, welcome. I'm Katie Fields, Realtor and owner here at Florida Grande Motorcoach Resort right here in Central Florida. If you've been dreaming of owning your own motorcoach lot, a place where you can pull in, you can spread out, you feel at home, I completely understand the excitement. I've helped many buyers through that process, and I've learned what makes a purchase truly successful long term. So today, I thought it'd be smart to share with you 3 top mistakes to avoid when buying a motorcoach lot, along with what I'm hoping you think is some solid advice to help you make a confident, informed decision. Here we go with mistake number 1, ignoring lot orientation and personal preference. So one of the first things to understand is that not all lots are the same, even inside the same resort. Here at Florida Grande, for example, we have both back-in lots where your windshield faces the street and pull-in lots where you face the wetlands and the open space. I really don't think that there's a better option, but it's really personal preference. I have my own favorite orientation, but that doesn't matter at all. What matters is how you like to live. And I'll tell you what, the most interesting thing that I find about real estate is what I may love is not going to be what you may love, and it's probably not going to be what the next person loves. Everybody really does have their own preference. So you have to think to yourself whenever we go through places, do you enjoy greeting the neighbors as they walk by? Would you rather look out at the quiet wetlands and just look at the ducks whenever you're having your morning coffee? You also really need to pay attention to the sunlight and the shade. Do you want a cooler patio in the afternoon? Do you want the morning light to come in through your windshield? You also have to think about what time of the year you're going to be here. I'll give you a great example of that. There are some people that say to me, Katie, I'm not going to get a west-facing property. The sun's just going to be too harsh. Well, let's think about that for a second. If you're here in July, if you're here in August, that may be a real concern. If you're here in January, if you're here in February, it may be advantageous for you to have some of that afternoon sun. These things, it really depends on, again, what your lifestyle is going to be. But I want you to take some time, if you can, to walk around, drive around with me, do it on your own, different times a day. Notice where the light hits, where the breeze comes from, which areas feel more comfortable for you. Something that's very difficult to do is choosing the right orientation. People think it's about just what's on the map, and it's not. It really depends on what feels good to you, and you can't always get that just from the map. Okay, so let's think about mistake number 2. That is not looking beyond the pad. Sometimes, and it's very easy to do this, I completely understand why. You want to look just at the concrete pad, just at the hookups. And by the way, in Florida Grande, all the concrete pads are the same size, so you don't have to be really focused on that. It is something to consider elsewhere because sometimes you might have some pads that are shorter, longer, wider. That isn't the case at Florida Grande. They are all identical at Florida Grande. So what you really need to think about is everything beyond the pad. Start with your windshield view. Some people think I'm crazy, but if we're going around together, I'm probably going to have you stand right where your motorhome is going to be, and I'll say, this is your windshield view. And sometimes people will just kind of turn around and say, okay, whatever, Katie. No, you've got to think about this because your windshield is your largest window. It's where you're going to spend a lot of time looking through it. If it's in the morning, if it's at sunset, we've got to think about that windshield view. It really makes a difference. You've got to be able to look at it and question, do I love what I see? If the property has a grand suite, or you think that, in the future sometime you may want to build one of these buildings, look closely at those views too. The large windows in a grand suite are always going to, in the living area, the large windows are going to face where your windshield faces. These things really do matter. And you got to think about where you're going to spend most of your time. Some people spend a lot of time inside their suite, so that view from the living space makes a big difference. Some people spend a lot of their time outside. If it's entertaining, if it's reading outside, whatever, you need to go to that outdoor living space. Do you love that view? On a back end, for example, it's the complete opposite. of your windshield view? Do you love these views, and do you see yourself spending more time there? These things really do need to be taken into consideration. Another thing to be taken into consideration is that location within the resort. Some people prefer to be close to the clubhouse and the pool, kind of in the center of the action. You can just walk right on over, right on up, and be at all the events and all the things that are taking place there. Some people feel like, to them, it's more peaceful to be away from all of that. So these are things to consider. Maybe, and we have a lot of people that do this, they want to be closer to the dog park. They don't want to walk all the way up from what could be their property to the dog park to let their dogs play. That's just one example, but these are things that you have to think about, your day-to-day living, those day-to-day experiences. You can always change a light fixture. You can change a paint color in your suite, but you can't change your view. You can't change the location after the fact. So take your time, picture yourself living in the space. Okay, the last mistake number 3, is focusing only on the property and not the entire lifestyle of the community. And that can be a tricky one. And it's frankly very easy to focus on the property itself, but you've got to think that's just part of the story. The real value comes from the lifestyle and the people that surround you. So if you have the time, ask yourself whenever you're here at the resort, are these our kinds of people? Are people waving? Are people smiling? Do people want to come up and speak with you? At Florida Grande, at least, owners don't just live side by side. I feel like they live together in a way. They're going to go to Taco Tuesdays as a group. They're going to head out for golf outings. You're going to be playing cards and games in the evenings. People really look out for each other. It's absolutely true. If someone is sick, they're going to help take care of you. If you're going to be gone, they'll want to walk your dog for you. People keep an eye on each other. People care about each other. It's a genuine community. It's just something you can only understand when you visit and you experience it for yourself. So I want you to shop online. I absolutely want you to be scrolling through things and doing that. That's a perfect first step. You have to have that foundation. But if you can, come stay, meet the people. If you can't do that, watch some owner interviews right here on this YouTube channel. Get a feel for the personalities, and that way, even through the videos, you can kind of see the friendships, because everybody in these owner videos, that's the common theme. It's the friendships that take place and make the place so special. So if you're thinking of buying a motor coach lot, the best thing you can really do is come experience it for yourself. Here at Florida Grande, we offer a complimentary 3-night stay for Class A and Super C owners. You come in here, you park your coach, you meet the neighbors, you go to the dog park, you go to the events. You can get a true feel for the resort. Something else you can do is go out and see, the local area. And I have 2 videos right now on things you should do whenever you're at Florida Grande. Go see if you like those kinds of things, right? If timing works out for you, I really hope it does. Come and visit here with us December 5th and 6th. This is a 2-day event. It's called the Florida Grande Experience. It's going to be filled with food. Oh my word, are we going to eat? There's going to be entertainment, activities, tours. It's going to be really fun. It's the perfect way to see firsthand what makes this place so special. You're going to meet all the owners. It's going to be a fun time. My goal is to share with you on these videos and on the phone whenever you arrive what I've learned being an owner here and being a realtor here for quite some time. I'm here to help others find their perfect spot. I want you to have all the information you need to make the best decision for you. Maybe this place is the right fit for you. Maybe it's not. That's fine either way, but I'm here to give you that information to help you make that kind of decision. We actually bought our first lot here because we immediately became great friends with our next door neighbors. And we're still close to them to this day, even though they've transitioned out of RVing. When we first pulled through the gates, I can say we didn't really know what to expect. We were overwhelmed by kindness, and I don't even know how to say it. It's just the most welcoming experience that we've ever had. It was and still is the biggest sense of community we've ever experienced. So you can start everything by visiting FloridaGrandeProperties.com. Again, you can have that baseline information to explore available properties. You can reach out to me with your questions. You can schedule a time for us to talk. You can schedule a time for you to visit. I'd love to help you discover what makes this community so special.